Welcome back to Yumper and Swole's 31 Days of Horror, presented to you by Atani Glove. Today, we're going to look at the 2001 psychological horror directed by Brad Anderson, Session 9. Session 9 is the definition of a hidden gem, in my opinion. The movie wasn't a financial success, but over the years, it became a cult film and has a lot of people that consider it one of the best unknown horror films. The movie stars David Caruso, Peter Mullan, Sexton III, Josh Lucas, and Stephen Gevedon. Now, before we even get into the synopsis of the movie, one thing that the viewer can actually see and makes them feel creepy is the atmosphere and the filming location. Now, the filming location took place in Danvers, Massachusetts at the Danvers State Mental Health Building that was run down and closed. Pretty much everything you see is authentic and part of the building. Only 3 rooms had additions outside the natural setting for atmosphere. The kitchen had meat hooks hung, the tunnel had plastic surgical gloves hung up, and the hydrotherapy room needed a metal tub added. Everything else is natural, and that is totally creepy because there's rooms with pictures all over the wall, there's rooms with patient tissue and blood samples on the premises. It's really freaky for the asylum to be in its natural state. It's a total horror movie. Or if you want to think about it, it's a total like Ghost Adventures episode where they go into an abandoned area and they use it for filming, which is awesome. On top of all this, there has been sightings of entities in the building. Actor David Caruso reports in the official production notes that he saw something pass my window when shooting inside the Bonner Medical Building of the Danvers State Hospital. He quotes, "I didn't want to tell anybody because people would start looking at me strangely." Actor Peter Mullan also reported strange happenings on the set. He claims that while filming on the roof, a voice in his head told him to jump off to see what would happen. Mullan has stated that the building brought out a morbid kind of overactive curiosity. That to me is amazing and creepy. As a viewer, you kind of want to get lost in the non-belief or disbelief of reality. But this film actually has a lot of reality in it in its setting. And these stories just make it even more creepy after you watch it. The film follows Gordon Fleming, an owner of an asbestos abatement company in Massachusetts. Gordon is having financial issues and he tries to outbid other groups that have the same bid on the building by saying his group will get it done in a week, even though the job takes 2 to 3 weeks to do properly. Him and his crew, Mike, a law school dropout, Phil, who has his own issues of grief with a recent breakup, because Hank is actually dating his girlfriend, and Hank, a gambling addict, as well as Gordon's nephew Jeff, who is pathologically afraid of the dark. The guys start their cleanup and they each discover something different. Hank, the gambling addict, actually discovers some jewels and valuables left behind by former patients, and he actually tries to come stealing it later, while Mike discovers medical records about a patient named Mary Hobbs who suffered from dissociative identity disorder. And the sessions that he listens to are actually very, very creepy. Listen to this one.
Then what happened?
Mary's mommy and daddy went to sleep, and then we played upstairs. Peter turned off the light and hid, and Mary tried to find him.
As I mentioned earlier, Hank tries to return to steal the valuables that he had discovered, and he actually gets attacked where a lobotomy pick is actually stuck into his head. When he fails to show up the next day, the others just think that he's being lazy and decide not to show up. While discussing the Hank situation, Gordon confides to Mike that he actually assaulted his wife and he doesn't know if he can come home. So throughout the movie, you'll see him call home and say that he wishes to come home, and the person will say no on the other end. This movie again plays a lot of atmosphere, and it's shot beautifully. There's a lot of shots through long corridors. It's also a lot of dark and natural lighting. It's actually very creepy. And as we progress in the movie, the sessions that Mary has had with her therapist are added on to the plot of the story and make it even more creepy, especially when she goes into the different personalities that she has. I don't want to give too much away as this movie is awesome in terms of the twists and turns it makes. So I highly recommend you check it out just for the atmosphere and the filming's location alone. And if you're really interested in the Danvers State Mental Hospital, there's actually a few documentaries on YouTube that you can watch that actually detail it, even some with interviews with the cast and crew, detailing this filming location. But with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out thetainedglove.com for more vlogs and videos and podcasts, and we'll see you in the next one.